What is up everybody, it is me DevilNeverCry, and in today's video we're going to be covering two different topics. The first of which is DMC Pinnacle of Combat and the new trailer that dropped where we got some new gameplay of some fan favourite weapons. The second of the topics is going to be DMC at the Game Awards and what exactly went down. Of course, make sure you're subscribed to stay up to date with anything and everything DevilNeverCry, and without further ado, let's just dive right in. So of course we are here with the new trailer. Let's have a look and see what they've got in store for us. Of course you've got Capcom. We start off with Dante at the end of the last trailer, after the credits so to speak. And Dante seems to pull something out. Lo and behold, it is the shotgun, the Coyote A I believe. And then we get a look at some shotgun gameplay here with Agni and Rudra, and what seems to be a snowy tundra with enemies we've never seen before. A lot of you commented that Dante doesn't look exactly the same in the previous video, and I do agree, he does seem a little off. But our beloved Agni and Rudra are back. They seem to have glowing heads this time. We have some fan favourite moves here. You've got the Tempest, you've got the Twister. It's good to see that the developers here really took the time to, I don't know, sort of educate themselves on the game and its moveset. Whatever you say about this game and the fact that it's a mobile game, you have to admit it is looking stylish. As it cuts to black here, and we see some more Rebellion gameplay with a little round trip there. The air million stab into the rainstorm, into the fireworks. And we get a little look at the Sky Star there. There are of course combos. We actually get to see a little look at the style gauge here, which seems to be a mix and mash of, I want to say DMC5 and shit, it just looks like DMC5s to be honest. It looks nothing like DMC3s, which is interesting. These I believe are supposed to be Frosts. It's an interesting take that they have on them. But it remains to be seen whether or not they'll be as deadly as they were in DMC3, or sorry, DMC4 even. But I don't know what this environment is, to be fair. It seems as though they're sort of taking liberties with the environments, kind of mixing them up to compared to what they were in DMC3, which I am happy for. There is the little splash screen, DevilNeverCry, Pinnacle of Combat, or War of the Peak as it used to be called. And we get a look at this sort of grimoire-esque book. And then we get some demonic hands shooting out, pull them back in, the book closes up and we fade. So overall I do want to say the game does still look fantastic. I mean, it's only been a week since we received the previous trailer, but the fact that they have included more weapons such as the Coyote A and the Agni and Rudra, as well as having mechanics in there like the Sky Star and the air combos, and they seem to be doing, I want to say, just enough to vary up the game while still kind of retaining the core of the series, which, you know, is commendable because it's kind of hard to do with a mobile title, you know. You think of DMC, you think of how demanding it is on players, and then for them to try and able to repeat that on mobile while still making it seemingly enjoyable, making the game still stylish and fun to play, it's a hard task, and they seem to have done it fairly well here. I want to see what else they have in store in terms of weapons. I'm uncertain as to whether or not there will be more. I'm holding out there is more. But they do seem to have varied up the locations and the enemies just enough. It's not just DMC3 for mobile. It seems like they've changed certain things, obviously under the supervision of Capcom before anybody flips their lid. But yeah, very, very hyped for the game. Moving on to DMC at the Game Awards. So for those of you who don't know, the Game Awards was held last night at about 1:30 AM here in the UK, and the clue's in the title. The Game Awards essentially is a show where games are awarded awards based on whatever category they fulfill. And I mean, I'm not going to show any footage unfortunately because Jeff Keighley and the Game Awards team are notorious for taking down any footage re-uploaded essentially online, so shout out to that nonsense. But obviously the Game Awards are, you know, full of awards. They show some games, they show this, whatever. They get some celebrities, blah blah blah. Boring, not what I want to talk about. What I do want to talk about is the fact that DMC5 was nominated for Best Action Game of the Year, and it was also nominated for, I believe, Best Soundtrack in Games of the Year. And You know, me and a lot of other DMC fans are kind of annoyed at the fact that DMC5 wasn't really nominated for any sort of Game of the Year awards, which is fairly annoying. You know, looking at the games that were released this year, DMC5 can certainly hold its own against all the others, but alas, it wasn't to be, and we got these 2 nominations as a consolation, it seems. So DMC5 was obviously robbed of Best Soundtrack of the Year. I can't remember what game it was. Makes no sense. I mean, Devil Trigger was an absolute banger, but it was not to be. Of course, DMC5 does go on to win the Best Action Game of the Year. I mean, everybody kind of saw it coming. Itsuno-san was there along with another member of the DMC5 team. I forget his name, apologies. He was there as the translator as well. Itsuno-san obviously rocks up on stage, fully suited and booted, and you know, he receives the award. He thanks fans for waiting 11 years for a true sequel, and is thankful for all the support he got for staying true to his roots. You know, he kind of throws a little bit of shade there at the DMC DevilNeverCry reboot, but he stays humble in receiving his award before rounding off his mini speech with the titular "DMC is back." And it goes without saying that DMC is of course back. There are plenty of people out there who are throwing shade at Capcom's way for not releasing Virtual DLC or for not releasing a special edition yet, saying that they've abandoned the series when they clearly haven't. They still clearly care about the series. Whatever they have in the works is currently in the works, and they'll most likely reveal it soon. We just have to stay patient. We waited 11 years for a sequel to DMC4. I'm sure that it won't take another 11 years before we get another entry in the DevilNeverCry series. Again, big shout out to everybody who actually voted. I myself voted. DMC is definitely worthy of receiving that award. But that is going to be it for this video. If you enjoyed today's video, do leave a like, as all the support does help the channel. And let me know, what are your thoughts on DevilNeverCry 5? Is it your game of the year? Do you think it deserved Best Action Game of the Year? Heck, do you think it deserved Best Gaming Soundtrack of the Year? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. With all of that said and done, it has been me, DevilNeverCry. I would like to thank all of you for watching, and as always, I'll see you all next video.